Okay, good morning. This is 5-3, standard form of a line. This is a continuation of standard form of a line. So write this down and we'll get started here. Remember that the standard form of a line is ax plus by equals c. And an example problem that you would be asked would be find the missing coefficient in the equation that passes through the given point. So they give you an example, 4x plus by equals 1. They want you to find this missing coefficient. They want you to find b. So all we're going to do is they give you a point. We're going to take this information and plug it into our equation. So wherever the x is, we will put this 2, and wherever the y is, we will put this -1, and then we will solve for b. Okay, now we'll subtract 8 from both sides. Then we'll get -1b equals -7. Divide by -1. -1, and we get b is equal to 7. Then it says write the completed equation, so I get 4x, and instead of b now I have 7y equals 1. Pretty simple type of question for standard form. Alright, let's move on. Now we are going to find slope with a new formula. We're going to find the x and y intercepts from equations in standard form. Alright, so let's review. You know what slope is, x and y intercepts. An x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis, and a y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So this new formula, right, this information needs to be in your notebook. So this is a formula that we can use to find slope. So if the equation is in standard form ax plus by, it is in standard form, then we can use this formula here. And you would take a, put a over b, and put a negative sign, make it negative. Or do the opposite sign. Not necessarily make it negative, but do whatever the opposite is. And we'll go over an example. To find the x-intercept, if you want to find the x-intercept when you have standard form, this works in standard form, you will set y equal to 0 and then find the value of x. If you want to find the y-intercept, then you set the x-intercept, x value to 0, and you'll find the value of y. So make sure this is in your notes, and let's go to an example. Okay, write this example down. We have 3x minus 4y equals 24. That's our example. If we want to find the slope, we can use our formula m equals, and then we'll put a on top. A is a 3. Okay, remember we need to know that it's ax plus by equals c. So a is the coefficient that goes with the x. So that goes on top. And then on the bottom we have a b, whatever your b is. Well, b is a -4. So, and remember, you have a negative sign in front. So 3 over -4 would be, since 3 over -4 would be -3/4, because you bring that out in front. So now you have a -3/4, which makes it a +3/4. So your slope is going to be 3/4. To find the x-intercept, we want to set y equal to 0. So I have 3x minus 4. Instead of the y, I set the y equal to 0 equals 24. So this just cancels out. So then I get 3x equals 24. And then I divide by 3. So x is equal to 8. So the x-intercept would be the point where x is 8 and y is 0. and this was going to be your x-intercept. All right, let's find the y-intercept now. So if I want to find the y-intercept, then I set the x equal to 0. So I have the same formula, but now the x will be 0, and then I solve for y. So this basically cancels out, which means I'm just going to divide by -4. And so the y-intercept, y would be -6. So the actual intercept point would be y is -6, so x is 0. So this is the intercepts for that equation, and now that you have 2 points, you can graph it. All right, so let's graph this now into, so if we have 8, 0, that means we're going to go, I think that's 8. So that's 8, 0 there. Now let's plot the other point. And there we have 0, -6, so we can draw our line through this. And now we have graphed the equation that we had in the beginning, which was, what was it? 3x minus 4y equals 24. And we've graphed it right there using x and y intercepts. Okay, so now we have another example. This is actually our last example. This is a short video. So write this down, 3x plus 0.5y equals 6. The first thing I want to do is find slope. And this formula will give you the slope, a over b. And whatever a over b is, you take the opposite sign. So for this one, we would have, remember, a is with the x, so 3. And then b is right here, divided by 0.5, and that's going to be our slope. So, and with a negative sign, so 3 divided by 0.5, I believe, would be 6, and it's positive here, so that means we take a negative of it, so it'd be -6. So our slope is -6. All right, now we want to find the x and y intercepts. So, in order to find the x-intercept, then we make the y 0. So y is going to be 0. So I take 3x plus 0.5 and make y 0 to get 6. This just goes away, so I do 3x equals 6, divide by 3, so we know that x is equal to 2. So y is 0, x is 2, so my point is 2, 0. So 2, 0 would be right there. Next, with my y-intercept, so now I'm going to do the y-intercept. I'm going to let x equal 0. So I take my equation, x is 0, so 3 times 0 plus 0.5y equals 6. So this goes away, 0. So I have 0.5y equals 6. I divide by 0.5. And so y then is equal to 12. So now I'm going to plot this point. My point is 0, 12. So I had to go off the chart here to do 0, 12. But if I do a line now through, that's not a very good line. But you can see what I mean. Hopefully yours is better than mine. So the points that I have are 2, 0. That's right there. And then 0, 12. And if I want to verify that my slope is -6, I can go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 1. So I didn't, again, my line isn't perfect. And then down 6, because it's -6, and over 1, right there. All right, and that's it for today's lessons. Remember, this is all about x and y intercepts. To find the x-intercept, you let the y be 0. To find the y-intercept, you let x be 0. Pretty simple concept. And then if you want to memorize this particular formula, you can. If you don't memorize it, that's fine, because you can always solve for y to find the slope. But this is a good formula you can use as well. All right, great. Have a great day.